I get you, and I know that you're tired of studying for hours and hours and not truly understanding what you're learning. So here are 10 fun ways to help you learn languages. And younger self, Teni that. First of you to watch TV shows or YouTube channels or YouTube videos in your target language. You may or may not know, but I'm currently learning Korean, and I've been learning Korean for almost 2 years now. And sometimes I do feel like unmotivated to study. One thing I really love to do is to watch content of people that are actually in Korea. The main creator I watch is Natalia Garza. Whenever I watch her content or I watch her videos, it makes me feel like one day I can actually go to Korea, and one day I get to explore all these fun things. And for Doobydobap, she makes content about cooking Korean food, and these are foods that I obviously want to eat when I go to Korea. It's a fun way of me trying to get myself to love the language more. Another creator that I actually loved, I watch his content like almost all the time, is Korean Englishman. He also makes content similar to life in Korea. He makes content about these high schoolers that came to Korea to explore and to have fun. I know you might feel that this part might not be productive for you, like because you're not necessarily learning, but sometimes you just have to take breaks from the usual studying and just trying to get everything into your head. We are both going to agree that if you are learning a language, obviously you watch their movies, obviously you have your favorite songs, or for example in K-pop, BTS, Blackpink, ITZY, TXT, and the rest. These singers or maybe these K-pop idols, they actually have songs, and there are some that we really enjoy. Go online and try to check the translation, the English and the Korean word. We all have a song that whenever we want to sing it, we know the beginning of the song, but when it gets to a part of the song, we're all like, yes, that part, exactly. So those parts, I actually don't really know how to pronounce it. Studying with music will help you kind of understand what exactly you are singing in your mother tongue. You notice that sometimes you actually sing the wrong words while singing these songs. Practice your target language online. There are so many apps that actually allows you to connect with native speakers and also people that are actually learning that language. We have HelloTalk, we have iNative, and Linkbee. I personally use Linkbee because HelloTalk doesn't really work in my country. Instead of you always having to sit down to write down your thoughts or ideas, you actually have someone right in front of you, someone you can actually communicate with. Because it is one thing to be able to write your thoughts and expressions, you have enough time to think about the right sentences, the right way to conjugate those words. But when you're with someone physically, you have to think about everything so fast. It's more like a way of you putting yourself out there. I know that it might feel quite challenging. Playing games in your target language is actually very fun. Recently, I downloaded this app, Noodle Chef, I guess, where I play games. Basically, I learn how to prepare Japanese noodle, even though I'm not trying to learn Japanese. It might not seem very significant right now, but it's a way of you taking the stress off yourself. It's been over a year now that I've been reading this child's book. It's actually 10 Best Tales of Korea by Korean only. It has simple vocabularies that I actually understand, compared to me having to read a native content where everything is so standard. But studying with that book really helped me, especially when I was a beginner, trying to learn more words but not chunk vocabularies down my throat. Whenever I read these stories, I try to write out the unknown words in each passage. When I find the meaning of those unknown words, I try to use them to make my own sentences. That way, it's not like I'm just learning those words, but I'm actually trying to actively use them in my own life. I can spend hours upon hours watching videos when I know within myself that I'm actually not going to buy the recipe or actually not going to, cook the food. But cooking videos like Doobydobap's channel, like I said before, and also there's this lady that I do watch her content. Watching her content really made me learn so many things about Korean food. For example, I never knew that you actually use cabbage to prepare kimchi. Other foods like samgyeopsal, kimbap is made from rice, vegetables, and they're wrapping it with seaweed and then cutting it like in slices and all. So now I know better. Now I know how japchae is prepared. I'm trying to get myself used to the culture. I'm trying to understand, the food. This doesn't really sound fun, but it's actually fun, in the sense that keeping a diary helps you to have a documentation of your memories, your thoughts, your feelings. It helps you to see how much you've improved. Like when I first started learning Korean, my choice of words were not as great as they are right now. Right now, I know which word I'm supposed to use in a certain context. Whenever I want to express myself, I realize that there are some things I actually don't know how to say in English, which is where translating apps comes up. I know that you shouldn't, translate words directly from Korean to English or English to Korean, but there are some situations whereby I really want to express myself, or I really want to say something, but I actually don't know how to say it in Korean. So I use the translation app, which is Papago, to help me translate it. It takes time, it takes practice to be able to make a sentence with adverb, adjective, verbs. Have a lot of rules and things that you need to follow when making sentences. And it's also not the same word order as English, which is subject, object, verb. Whereas English is subject, verb, and object. This one is actually something I started recently, which is to look up words in the target language that are actually of interest to you and check if there is the target language version of it. For example, SpongeBob. I did try to check if I can actually watch SpongeBob in Korean, although I've heard that people watch SpongeBob in Spanish. So I did check on YouTube. I didn't really see any I did see some channels, but I didn't really see much channels, and the content wasn't really that long. Listening to how they speak and also knowing this is how they speak in English, it just sounds so funny. If you're interested in SpongeBob or cartoons or literally any of the cartoons you see on the screen, you can always check out if they have the Korean version or the Portuguese version of these cartoons and try to watch them in their target language. If you write down your 5 main interests and you try to talk about them, you realize that you can actually create a new vocabulary list for yourself. Look up words that you actually don't understand and then learn vocabularies around that, compared to you just learning random lists of words just because you want to boost or increase the amount of vocabularies that you already know. Using a topic generator has been very helpful for me. Sometimes when I want to talk to someone, I really don't know what to talk about or how to even start the conversation, how to get it going. All we do is things like that, and then the person replies me, I'm 20 years old, blah blah blah. Instead of you having the boring conversation, using a topic generator can help you talk about things like your favorite city, your favorite food, the first city you like to visit when you are in Korea, things like that. The last tip will be to record yourself. I know it might sound very awkward to take this phone, open up I'm really sorry for this footage because my phone actually almost died. In fact, it is already dead right now. And I have to film this part on my other phone, and the resolution isn't that great, but please bear with me. Recording yourself might not be that obvious. You might feel awkward doing it. You're able to make mistakes behind closed doors. No one is actually looking at you. You are comfortable making those mistakes compared to having to sit down in front of someone else and have to make those mistakes. My hand is really hurting me. I'm just trying to hold you for the last part of this video. You get to realize that you become much more comfortable the more you do it. Recording yourself is a great way to make mistakes and, be true to yourself and know where exactly your weaknesses are. So these are all the fun ways I've been learning Korean. If there are any fun ways that you actually know, please let me know. I will really love to be able to learn Korean without stressing myself every single day. And aside from that, if you have questions or videos you want me to create, or things